It was about time Eric Ten Hag was relieved of his duties as Manchester United manager. It just wasn't working out. And sometimes when it's not working out, it's best to part ways, man. Do you know what I mean? It's best to part ways. That is the big news today. Manager Eric Ten Hag has got his P45. Look, I haven't tapped into the football world in a while. Like, I haven't come on here and talk football in a minute. I've been really focusing on my MMA, boxing. That's what I've really been on about in recent weeks, months. But when there's a big news, especially anything to do with Manchester United, as I support the club, I'm always gonna come out and want to have a say on it. Do you know what I mean? I'm a football fan. I support Manchester United, and you know what? I want to share my opinions because at the end of the day, as fans, we're having our opinions, and why can't I share mine? So, look, Eric Ten Hag, yeah, when this guy first came in from Ajax, I didn't really know much about him, but when I watched Ajax in the Champions League, Ajax were playing beautiful football, dynamic football, possession football, quick football. Do you know what I mean? In the transition, they were fantastic. They had some great young talent there. Frankie de Jong, they had Matthijs de Ligt. Listen, a few players to name, but they had good players. And Eric Ten Hag was playing the type of brand of football that I wanted to see at Manchester United. Now, when they appointed him, I was like, you know what? This is a great appointment. Do you know what I mean? Because at Ajax, he was a great coach. Didn't win the Champions League, but they had a great run, beating Real Madrid, Juve, and all them other teams there. And I watched them as well. So I was like, yo, the exciting times are back at Manchester United. Now, I wasn't thinking, yo, we're going to go ahead and win the league straight away. None of that. But what I was expecting after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, after Ralf Rangnick, like the club was just like bottom of bottom. You know what I mean? What I was expecting was a style of play, a great blend of football. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to see the club competing. Do you know what I mean? Not necessarily going on to win the league, win the Champions League, but I wanted to see players playing football. Do you know what I mean? Players being able to pass to each other. Like, we didn't see that for a while. So I'm not going to say I had the highest of expectations of Eric Ten Hag, but I did have some level of expectation where he's going to bring good football. Do you know what I mean? A nice brand of football to Manchester United. Now, unfortunately for him, it just never happened. It just never took off. He won the FA Cup. He won the League Cup in his first season. That was good. But apart from those two trophies, man, the club has had some horrendous results, man. Losing 7-0 to Liverpool, 6-3 to Man City. Like, I don't know, man. It's been bad, man. It's been bad. I think, last season finishing 8th in the league, -3 goal difference. Their away record is abysmal. Every time Manchester United go away to a big team, not even a big team, a half decent team, they lose. They concede too many goals. They can't score goals, like they're firing blanks. Marcus Rashford had a little purple patch in Eric Ten Hag's first season, but he's kind of dipped ever since then. Nowhere to be found. So Eric Ten Hag, yeah, like when he came into Manchester United, he had a philosophy. Do you know what I mean? If Eric Ten Hag was still at Ajax right now, yeah, and we're looking at the profile of a manager who blends in young players, who plays a beautiful brand of football, he's got all of that. Do you know what I mean? He's got all. He fits that profile of a Manchester United manager that we would want right now. But I just don't know what happened as soon as he went to Manchester United. I don't know. He just abandoned all his philosophies. Do you know what I mean? And that really speaks into the character of the man and how strong he is, how he's able to lead players. Do you know what I mean? How I just don't know, man. He just lacked charisma for me. He just lacked the charisma. Now, me, after Man United won the FA Cup against City back in May, I'm gonna admit, I'm gonna be honest here. I was one of the guys that advocated for Eric Ten Hag to be given a chance. The reason why I was saying that is because I just didn't want us to keep starting all over and over again. Do you know what I mean? We've gone the Van Gaal, we've tried Mourinho. He won 2 trophies. Van Gaal won the FA Cup. We went down the Legends route with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Didn't work. It just didn't work. And I was like, you know what? Why are we going to keep chopping and changing? Ineos just came in. So I thought, you know what? Give this guy a chance with the new recruitment department, the new director of football, chief scouts. Give him a chance to work with the new team that's upstairs, yeah? But oh boy, was I wrong, man. I have to admit I was wrong. And he's gone totally wrong. Totally wrong. Do you know what I mean? 9 games played in a season already, yeah? Man United have lost 4 games. They've won 3 and drawn 2. I mean, that is poor, mate. That is poor. They've scored 8 goals and conceded 11. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yes, I know the players play a very big part, a big role in this. And it's not all the manager's fault. But in recent weeks, some of the decisions from Eric Ten Hag have baffled me. I'll have to be honest here. You buy Ugarte for £60 million, however much they paid, 40 million, I can't remember. But Casemiro's legs are gone. The guy can't get about the pitch. Yeah. So everyone's identified a position on the pitch, in the midfield, in the middle of the park. We need legs in there. You sign a 24-year-old Ugarte who's come from PSG. You don't play him. I mean, what's that about? I just don't get it. Amad Diallo started the season great. He's taking on players. He's dynamic. He's hungry. He's young. He doesn't mind taking players on. You never start the kid. All of a sudden, you're making room for Marcus Rashford on the right. You bring on Anthony, like the game against Fenerbahce, you know, in the Europa League. You bring on Anthony before Amad Diallo, who's been playing so well. Some of the decisions have just baffled me. Some of the things that he's been saying after the games, in press conferences, post-match interviews has baffled me. It looks like he lost all touch with reality. I don't know whether he knew he's gonna get sacked, so he thought, you know what, I don't give a damn here. Whatever happens. You know what I mean? Because let's think about it here. Ineos were looking for other managers during the summer. They interviewed managers. It was an open secret. Everyone knew about it. Yeah. Eric Ten Hag was compromised. Yeah. They showed him a total lack of respect. He was disrespected. And you know what? If I'm Eric Ten Hag, I'm thinking, hold on. So you think I'm a waste man or something? You think he could go around talking to other managers and just taking a mick after I've just won the FA Cup? So that relationship was already tarnished. Even when they gave him the year extension, whatever, you know, to boost his confidence and for player morale, etc., etc., it was never going to be the same. Do you know what I mean? That's like dropping milk from a bottle and trying to scoop it back and put it back in a bottle. It's just no matter what you do, it's never going to go back to the same level. Yes, the players also need to look in the mirror and take great responsibility. And there's a lot of players within that team, within that squad, in that club, that have now seen out 4 managers. Look, like that can't carry on. Ineos has to do something about that. The next manager that comes in has to be empowered, has to be given the power to get rid of players who don't fall in line. Because if you don't, that player power is going to continue. The structure is not going to be there. They're going to keep taking a piece, and another manager will get flipped over. And we're going to be back here in 18 months talking about the same crap again. Hence, the next appointment has to be considered very carefully. In yourself to take the time and really identify the profile of manager that they want to come into the club and work with this group of players. Because after spending over £600 million in the transfer market, you can't all of a sudden overhaul the squad and spend another 600 million. That just can't happen. You know, with financial fair play, you know, and everything, you know, that's going on with the Premier League, you just can't do that. You're gonna have to now start thinking of moving on some players who are on big wages, who are surplus to requirements, who are not at the level that they need to be to take this club forward. You need to get rid. And you really have to empower the new manager who's gonna come in to dictate, to dictate things in the club on their own terms. The big players, these prima donnas that, have been misperforming and everything like that, have been out of form for a couple seasons now. You have to allow the manager to have the power to get rid of these guys or bench them or put them in the reserves. We cannot allow these players that have seen 4 managers out already to keep doing the same things over and over again. Like, we keep expecting different results. Like, that's insanity. That is insanity. And that cannot continue. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real. How many managers more that these players have to throw under the bus? They can't even score goals. They can't even score open net. They hit the ball high over the post. Like, what's that about? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Some of these players are overhyped. Some of these players are overrated. They're not worth the wage that they're getting paid at the club. So that has to change as well. And Manchester United, I'll be honest, you don't need to go out there and get a big name manager. Like, I don't think that's what it's about. Look at what Brighton do, the managers they bring in. Chelsea have done with Enzo Maresca. Even Liverpool, Arne Slot. Arne Slot is not a big name in football. He's not Jose Mourinho. He's not a Poch. Do you know what I mean? The guy was a manager at PSV or whatever and other smaller clubs in Europe. But look at the job he's doing at Liverpool, You just need to appoint a profile manager who has the character, who has the ambition, who's going to suit the philosophy that the club are trying to push at this moment of time. And I want the Ineos to be a bit creative here, to think outside the box. I'm hearing some names: Gareth Southgate, Graham Potter, Eddie Howe. Like, these names don't really, they don't excite me, man. Like, I don't really, I don't, hear those names and get excited. Like, oh my God, Manchester United, we're going to be cooking. Not this season, maybe next season when this manager comes in. Oh my God, Gareth Southgate. Man, get the hell out of here, man. I'm hearing these names. Graham Potter, these guys are flops, man. At this moment of time, Manchester United are flopping. Why would you want to have a flops? I don't know, man. Think outside the box, man. It's not my job to hire managers for Manchester United. But if it was my job, I'll be thinking outside the box. I'll be looking at South America. I'll be looking at maybe some European coaches. I'm sure there's a lot of names out there, but Manchester United just need a manager who can make them competitive again. They don't need a manager who's gonna come in and try and win the league and Champions League and all that. Man, that's not happening, mate. Let's be real, it's not happening. You need a manager who can come in, kind of change the culture of the club. And when I mean coach, it's not just players' attitude, etc. Obviously, that's important, but a manager that imposes a style of play, a principle, stick to it, and make the players fall in line with it. So whatever philosophy they go, if you don't agree with it, out, mate. We'll put a player in there who's going to execute the game plan. If you're not on it, out. You're not bang on it every week, weekend, in the Premier League, weekday in the Europa League, out of the team, mate. Work harder in training so you can get your place back. We need a strong character to come into that dressing room, flip it upside down and just smash it. That's what needs to happen. Eric Ten Hag, listen, you bought on yourself. It's your own fault. You're going to have some regrets. I'm sure, listen, people say, oh, they feel sorry for managers, etc. like that. Look, to some extent, yes, I do feel sorry for them. But listen, he's going to get 10, 15 million payout. I ain't feeling sorry for the guy. He's all right, man. He's going to be all right. Do you know what I mean? He's been sacked. Yeah, it's the biggest job in the world for him. But he will be all right. Once he gets his check, he will be fine. He's not going to have sleepless nights or anything like that. He's going to get another job. It's not the end of his career. He's going to get another opportunity. He's all right. He's good. He knew he was going after the poor performances that he's had. Absolutely terrible. He leaves Manchester United 14th in the league, scrapping against the likes of Everton, West Ham, Ipswich. That's the position Manchester United are in right now. The table don't lie. Stats don't lie. The results are there for all of us to see. They don't score enough goals. They concede too many goals. Easy to play against. We got teams like Brighton, You know, we got teams like Brentford who have a philosophy, style of play, who play Man United off the park. Just don't make no sense, man. Eric Ten Hag's done this to himself. He's got no one else to blame but himself, you know. And I'm gonna be honest, because that's why I come here. I just give my opinion, an honest opinion as a fan. Now, who comes in, who they bring in? Listen, there's a few, like I mentioned, a few names there: Gareth Southgate, Graham Potter, Eddie Howe. Listen, all these guys, man, they don't interest me, man. I'm gonna be honest. They're not inspiring managers. I don't look at them like, wow, oh my God, like it's gonna change my mood or anything like that. But I would not be surprised if Ineos goes for one of them, mate. Man, and if they do, good luck. Good luck. Because I tell you now, we'll be back here in about 18 months talking about the same thing again. Another manager sucked. Another manager sucked. You know? And I want to say something to the fan base as well. To Man United fans. We need to control, I wouldn't say lower expectations, but control our expectations a little bit. Be a bit realistic. Yeah? Live in a real world. The likes of Brighton, Brentford, Newcastle, Aston Villa, mate, these teams are well run. Do you know what I mean? You know, back in the day when Manchester United was the best run football club in England, they had the best academy, the best facilities, the best stadium, the best manager, they were able to recruit the best players around Europe and in England. Those days are gone, mate. Those days, yeah, it was like only 2-3 teams competing for the league. Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea came along. Now, listen, even though Man City have won the last 4 league titles in a row, there's teams out there that are so competitive. Manchester City have put the bar so high, set the bar so high. Other teams have like gone all out to strengthen the squads and their scouting systems and the directors of football, their stadiums. The standards are high right now. The standards are too high right now for Man United fans to think like they can just walk it. And they have a God-given right to just turn up on a Saturday and turn teams over and win 6-0. Those days are gone. Every single team in the Premier League has quality players. Whether they cost 2 million, 5 million, whether they cost 20 million. Listen, these players right now, by the time they're getting coaches, kids in the academies, they know how to play two-touch football. They have great control. So whether one of them costs 30 million, the other one costs 10 million, most of them have the same ability. It's just that some of them are playing a big club, some are playing a smaller clubs. But in terms of ability, even the likes of Ipswich and other smaller clubs in the league, yeah, they have great ball-playing ability players. So you're not just gonna like just go out there and just breeze through them and just crush them. That's not gonna happen. These new up-and-coming managers, they all have a philosophy, a style of play, systems and everything. They're not going to let no one else just come over and bully them. Like every point, every 3 points, every win you get, you have to earn it. You have to earn it. Do you know what I mean? So Man United have to just chill, relax, control their expectations, because the quicker you do that, the sooner you do that, the more your heart rate can be normal, your blood pressure will be lower. Do you know what I mean? And you can enjoy your life a little bit more. Instead of thinking Man United are always going to compete for Champions League and league. Mate, forget all that. Right now, Man United need to compete to stay in a league, rude boy. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad it is right now. Now, who comes in next? I don't know. Ruud van Nistelrooy, can he do the job? I don't think so. Ruud van Nistelrooy is a legend of the club. We've been that route already. We tried that with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We saw what happened. Doesn't work, mate. It doesn't work. So let's not go back there, please. Yeah, let Ruud van Nistelrooy take care of the next few games while Ineos, you know, the guys upstairs, Dan Ashford and all them, find the right candidate to take over the job. And hopefully they take their time to really comb through some of these managers' profiles and find the right man to come over and take over the club. And to start coaching these players how to play football properly. Because a lot of them on 300,000 can't pass a ball 2 yards, mate. Yeah, you're on 120 grand, 100 grand, but you can't score a goal with an open net. Absolute disgraceful. Ten Hag was terrible. Some of the things that you were saying was outlandish. borderline delusional. But some of these players really have to look themselves in the mirror and say, and say to themselves, am I really giving the best of my ability at Manchester United? Am I really doing that? Because I don't think so. I really don't think so. Manchester United, in terms of a global brand, are one of the biggest football clubs in the world, if not the biggest, in terms of just a global portfolio. They're crazy, massive beast. But on the pitch, I'm telling you what, yeah, listen, they're way off it, man. They're way off it. And how long is going to take for them to get back, start competing again, even though they spent $500 million on players, probably more than $1 billion in a decade. They're far off even trying to touch Champions League places. They haven't won a European match for over a year. Terrible, terrible. Eric Ten Hag, you deserve to go. It's your own fault. Listen, I want to leave it at that. I'm not going to waffle too much about it, but I just hope that the club make the right decision in terms of appointing the next team, first team head coach. And I don't want to see Ruud van Nistelrooy there. I hope he goes. I don't think he's good enough for Manchester United. I think Manchester United need a proper coach, and hopefully the club go out there and find the right manager. I would like Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen, but I don't think that's going to happen. Some people are saying Xavi, the former Barcelona manager. I don't know. But listen, whatever happens, man, I just want to make sure that the club has, gets the right manager, the guy who can come in there, command some respect, and really grab some of these players by the scruff of the neck and get them playing, because Manchester United is too big a club to be laying in 14th place. What is it? 6 points above the relegation zone. 6 points above the relegation zone. That's a disgrace, man. Come on. Get the hell out of here. Listen, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Drop all your comments there, man. Let me know what you think. Eric Ten Hag, did he deserve to be sacked? I'm sure, 99% of you probably say yes. And who do you want to be the next manager? Who would you like to see be in the dugout, in the next, month or two? So let me know. A lot of people saying Gareth Southgate, hell no. Hell no. Forget it. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. You're really going to help the channel to grow. I'm your boy Enzo. Thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.